Do you ever feel like, no matter what you do, it's never enough? Like there's this invisible standard you can't quite reach? If you've ever thought, I'm not good enough, you're not alone. This belief, this core belief, runs deep, shaping everything from your emotions to your relationships. But what if I told you that this belief isn't who you are? Today, we're breaking it down, why it happens, how it controls your life, and most importantly, how to rewrite that story. At its core, the belief I'm not good enough is a lens through which you view the world and yourself. It colors every experience and interaction. It's not about what you've done or haven't done. It's about how you interpret your experiences. This belief acts as a filter, often distorting reality. Psychologists say this belief often forms in childhood, where we internalize messages from our environment, like criticism or neglect. These early experiences shape our self-perception. This belief isn't just a thought, it's a framework. It's like wearing tinted glasses that color everything you see and experience. And hidden within it are layers of sub-beliefs that quietly shape how you see yourself every single day. These sub-beliefs act like building blocks of your self-image. Let's explore how this belief acts as a lens. Imagine looking at the world through a slightly tinted glass. Everything you see is subtly altered by this filter. When you view yourself through this lens, your achievements might seem smaller, your flaws more prominent. It's not reality, but a distorted perception. But remember, this lens isn't fixed. With awareness and practice, you can learn to see yourself and the world more clearly, without this distorting filter. Let's break down some common sub-beliefs that often accompany the "I'm not good enough" mindset. These are thoughts that reinforce the main belief. These sub-beliefs aren't facts. They're learned thoughts that can be unlearned. Recognizing them is the first step towards changing your self-perception. Remember, you are so much more than these limiting beliefs. Your worth isn't determined by your thoughts, but by your inherent value as a human being. So what does "I'm not good enough" really mean? Let's unpack it with these sub-beliefs. These are the underlying thoughts that often fuel that bigger feeling. I have to be perfect to be loved. If I fail, I'll be judged or abandoned. Others are better than me, so why even try? My worth depends on my achievements. If I don't meet expectations, I'll let everyone down. I can't show my flaws or people will reject me. Let's take a closer look at how these beliefs might affect someone. Imagine feeling like you have to be perfect all the time, or that any failure means you'll be abandoned. It's exhausting, isn't it? When we believe others are inherently better than us, it can lead to a sense of hopelessness. Why try if we're convinced we can't measure up? This belief can be particularly damaging to our motivation and self-esteem. Tying our worth to our achievements creates a never-ending cycle of pressure. It's like being on a treadmill that never stops. No matter how far you run, you never feel like you've arrived. The fear of letting others down can be paralyzing. When we believe that not meeting expectations will disappoint everyone, it creates an enormous burden. It's important to remember that others' expectations don't define our value. Hiding our flaws out of fear of rejection prevents genuine connections. It's exhausting to maintain a perfect facade, and ironically, it's our authentic selves, flaws and all, that allow for true acceptance and love. These sub-beliefs can feel like walls closing in around us, but remember, they're not solid facts. They're thoughts we've learned over time. And just like we learned them, we can also learn to question and change them. Sound familiar? These beliefs are like silent scripts running in the background of your mind. And they're not harmless. They're powerful enough to shape your emotions, your actions, and even your sense of identity. But remember, recognizing them is the first step towards change. When you believe you're not good enough, emotions take over. Here's what that often looks like. Anxiety, the constant fear of failure or judgment. This anxiety can paralyze us, making even simple tasks feel overwhelming. We second-guess every decision, fearing that any mistake will confirm our inadequacy. Shame, a deep sense of inadequacy, as if your flaws are too big to hide. Shame makes us want to disappear. We feel exposed, as if everyone can see our perceived flaws. This often leads to social isolation, further reinforcing our negative self-image. Frustration, feeling stuck, like no matter how hard you try, it's never enough. Frustration builds up over time, often leading to a sense of hopelessness. We might push ourselves harder and harder, but the goal seems to move further away with each attempt. Loneliness, believing you don't measure up, so you withdraw from others. Loneliness can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. We pull away to protect ourselves, but this isolation only deepens our sense of inadequacy and disconnection from others. And the hardest part? These emotions reinforce the belief, making it feel even more true. It's a cycle that can be difficult to break. These emotions don't exist in isolation. They feed into each other, creating a complex emotional landscape that can feel overwhelming and inescapable. But remember, recognizing these patterns is the first step towards change. By understanding how these emotions work, we can start to challenge the underlying belief of not being good enough. In our next segment, we'll explore strategies to break this cycle and build a healthier self-image. Remember, you're not alone in feeling this way, and there is always hope for positive change. Stay with us as we continue this journey towards self-acceptance and growth. Now, let's talk about behavior. When you think you're not good enough, it shows up in how you live your life. This feeling of inadequacy isn't just a fleeting thought. It's a deep-seated belief that can influence every aspect of your life, from your career choices to your relationships. Overachieving, trying to prove your worth by working harder than everyone else. Avoidance, dodging challenges or opportunities because failure feels unbearable. People-pleasing, saying yes to everything, hoping others will validate you. Self-sabotage, giving up too soon or not trying at all because what's the point? These behaviors aren't random, they're coping mechanisms. They're how you try to protect yourself from the pain of not feeling enough. These coping mechanisms might feel protective, but they often reinforce the very beliefs you're trying to overcome. They create a cycle that's hard to break. Recognizing these patterns is the first step towards change. It's about understanding that these behaviors are symptoms, not solutions. Breaking these patterns isn't easy, but it's possible. It starts with small steps and a lot of self-compassion. Remember, you're worth the effort. You are enough, just as you are. These behaviors don't define you. They're just habits you can change. Here's where it gets even deeper. This belief doesn't just affect what you do, it impacts who you think you are. It's like a lens through which you view every aspect of your life, coloring your perceptions and experiences. Your faith in yourself, in others, and even in life can crumble under the weight of "I'm not good enough." This belief acts like a corrosive force, slowly eating away at the foundations of your self-esteem and worldview. Faith in self. You doubt your abilities even when you succeed. It's like having an internal critic that never sleeps, always ready to dismiss your achievements and magnify your mistakes. This constant self-doubt can paralyze you, making it hard to take risks or pursue your dreams. Faith in others. You assume people will judge, reject, or abandon you. This belief can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, where you might push people away before they have a chance to get close. Or you might misinterpret neutral actions as negative ones, further reinforcing your belief. Identity. You start to see yourself only through the lens of your flaws, losing sight of your strengths and potential. This distorted self-image can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, shaping your actions and decisions in ways that reinforce the negative belief about yourself. Living with this belief can profoundly affect your relationships. You might find yourself constantly seeking approval, afraid to be vulnerable, or pushing people away before they can reject you. This can lead to a sense of isolation and loneliness, further reinforcing the negative belief. In your career, this belief can hold you back from pursuing opportunities or taking on challenges. You might avoid applying for promotions, speaking up in meetings, or showcasing your skills. Over time, this can lead to a sense of stagnation and unfulfilled potential in your professional life. This belief can also impact how you treat yourself. You might neglect self-care, thinking you don't deserve it. You could push yourself too hard, trying to prove your worth, or engage in self-sabotaging behaviors. This can lead to burnout, health issues, and a deepening sense of inadequacy. Living with this belief can color your entire worldview. You might see challenges as insurmountable obstacles, interpret neutral events negatively, or struggle to find joy in everyday experiences. However, it's important to remember that this belief, no matter how deeply ingrained, is not an immutable fact. It can be challenged and changed. Living with the belief, "I'm not good enough," can be challenging, but it's important to remember that beliefs can change. In our next segment, we'll explore strategies to challenge and reshape this belief, opening the door to a more positive self-image and a fuller, richer life experience. Living with this belief means carrying a constant weight. You wake up feeling behind, even before the day starts. You overthink every decision, analyzing each possible outcome, replay every mistake, and end the day wondering why you're so exhausted, despite feeling like you've accomplished little. It's like running a race where the finish line keeps moving, and no matter how far you go, it never feels like enough. This belief can make you constantly compare yourself to others, always feeling like you're falling short. You might find yourself creating impossibly long to-do lists, always adding more tasks than you can realistically complete. This can lead to overworking, skipping breaks, and sacrificing personal time in a never-ending quest to feel good enough. The constant pressure can take a toll on your mental and physical health, leading to burnout and decreased self-esteem. Even in moments of rest or achievement, you might find it hard to truly relax or celebrate, always feeling the pull to do more. Time becomes your enemy, with each passing minute feeling like a judgment on your productivity and worth. But remember, this race is one you've created in your mind, and with awareness and practice, you can change its rules or step off the track entirely. Here's the good news. This belief isn't permanent. You can rewrite the story. It starts with small, intentional steps. Let's explore how you can begin this journey of change. Challenge the narrative. Start by asking yourself, is this belief true? Often it's not. It's just a story you've told yourself. Take a moment to examine where this belief came from and if it still serves you. Focus on growth, not perfection. Shift your mindset from "I have to be perfect" to "I'm allowed to learn." Remember, every mistake is an opportunity to grow and improve. Embrace the journey, not just the destination. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge your progress, no matter how small. It's proof that you're capable. Did you try something new today? That's worth celebrating. Did you speak up for yourself? That's a win. Every step forward counts. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself the way you'd treat a close friend, with kindness and understanding. When you make a mistake or face a setback, speak to yourself with gentleness. Remember, you're human, and it's okay to be imperfect. Remember, you're not defined by your belief. You're so much more than that. And the fact that you're watching this, it means you're ready for change. It's a brave step, and I'm proud of you for taking it. Keep moving forward, one small step at a time. You have the power to rewrite your story. Believe in yourself, be kind to yourself, and remember, every day is a new opportunity for growth. If this resonated with you, know you're not alone, and you're not stuck. Many people struggle with these feelings. Beliefs can change, and so can you. It's a journey, but one that's worth taking. If you want more content like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Your support helps us reach more people. Together, we can break free from these limiting beliefs and build a life that feels enough. Remember, you have the power to change your narrative. Take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed. Which limiting belief resonated most with you? How might your life change if you let it go? Remember, challenging these beliefs is an ongoing process. Be patient with yourself, celebrate small victories, and don't hesitate to seek support when you need it.